Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure to once again welcome back to the show. She is the ice in my bath, UltraRunning magazine editor-in-chief, Amy Clark. Amy, how the heck are you doing?
I'm good, Scotty. How are you?
Excellent. So last time we talked, since then, I did the Canyons 25K.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you. I ran a total of like maybe 4 training runs leading up to it, and that's it. Like,
That's amazing, Scotty.
I had no business being out there. It
And you
was,
didn't like get lost on this one?
I didn't get lost.
Good.
No. Um, I did, however, have the worst cramps of my life
Oh no.
towards the finish. Like, my body was like saying, nope, this is what you get. This is what you get for not training properly. But I absolutely would not have traded a thing in the world for it. It was so much fun. I saw a lot of great people and old faces and new faces, and it had such a killer vibe this year, and I cannot wait for next year.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's great.
Thank y'all. Well, we are here to talk about this new fabulous issue, folks. If you've not seen it, it is quite amazing. I'm in love with this issue. I really am. It's so damn good. Please, let's talk about the cover. It is
Let's
amazing.
talk about it. Yeah. So good old John Kelly on the cover, flying down Rat Jaw at Barkley.
Woo wee. He like, well, I don't know what lap he's on, but he looks like he's having the time of his life on here. Swear to God.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was one of the early laps, if not lap one.
But the whole issue is as amazing as the cover, and that's what I love about this thing. So I can't wait to get into it. So what can people, expect?
Well, this is our adventure running issue, and
Yes.
I it's hard for me to say adventure running is its own thing, right? Because ultra running, we're all kind of out there for, and it's kind of adventurous no matter how you spin it. And so we've got a lot of adventure type running, columns in this issue. Elliot Greenwood talks about the Bhutan Snowman Race, which is a long race in the country of Bhutan that promotes global, or it kind of shows the effects of global warming. Bhutan apparently is in a very area that's very prone to global warming. And so a few select people are invited every year to go to this race and to kind of run the through the country and see the kind of the effects of global warming, to raise awareness for climate change. So
Wow, that's a hell of a thing to do. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
To just to raise awareness for this, the boogeyman that we've got to,
Right.
we got to deal with this.
Right.
But and then to see that, like, I'm here as a challenge, I'm here to experience, but also see firsthand just like the effects of climate change. I mean, we are all experiencing climate change in one form or another, name it, and it's happening.
Right.
But wow, that's really cool that they're doing that.
Right. So
Wow.
yeah, it is kind of an adventure. It's like a stage race, a little, I think it's over 100 miles. And so, yeah, so Ellie wrote about that. Very interesting, adventure type. We've got hydration pack reviews in this one as well, which is great because all of us, as we've spoken before about hydration packs, all of us want to go out and test out the latest and greatest, and we kind of give you a little bit more information about what to expect when you pick up a pack or decide you're going to take it out on a run. So
How long does a pack last you usually?
oh, I can make a pack last for a long time.
Yeah.
So but honestly, it just depends. I like different kinds of packs, so I like to switch it out every now and then.
All
So
right.
I'll go from one to another and then go back to one, and then
All
sometimes my hydration bladder doesn't always last forever. But
Ultra True Confessions.
yes.
How many hydration packs do you currently own?
4.
4. Okay,
4.
I got 3. You're one up me. Okay, good girl. Let's go. Move on.
Yeah. And so yeah, we've got a good hydration pack review by Ryan Cronin. As the cover says, very obviously we cover Barkley in this one. And there was actually, if you go into the spread, there's a picture that should have been on the cover, but couldn't quite fit. And so we've put it right smack dab in the middle of the spread, which
Nice.
you'll be excited to see.
It's not my face, is it?
Huh?
It's not my face, is it?
Not your face. Not your face. John Trent wrote about Voice of the Sport. Sorry. It is a woman who ran Western States multiple times in the 1980s, and she is still out and running. She lives close to Auburn, close to the trail. I want to say Castle something. Castle. Anyway, Newtown. No, I don't know. She lives close to Auburn.
Okay, we got it.
Anyway, she's kind of a legend, early on legend in the sport, and he is actually doing a lot of research for his book that's on Western States that's coming out soon. And so it's a little bit of her history, and she's a pretty amazing person. She's in her 80s now, so
she looks
incredible.
Amazing for her age. One, two, she is an OG when it comes to trail running. To see her pics from when she was running in her earlier years. But also my big question is, was there like a Lycra shortage back in the 80s? Those shorts are so short. Oh my God. Shorts. Like, it leaves nothing to the imagination. Please. Hello. Yes, I can see everything, sir. All right. You can untuck your shirt. It's okay. Untuck it. It's all right. You'll feel better.
I know I will. Scotty. It's like, we're running long miles on the trail. That's the only option they had. Give them a little break back then.
All right. Dolphin shorts making a comeback.
Yeah. So it's a really great story, and she's a pretty amazing person. So, yeah. There is also another race report that I wanted to point out that is kind of a new race, but it's about a legend in the sport, Ted Corbitt. So they do a Ted Corbitt 50K in New York every year, because they've actually named the street after Ted Corbitt down there.
Well, before we get into that, can you tell me, who is Ted Corbitt?
Ted Corbitt is a individual who that's a good question, Scotty. So I'm trying to formulate an answer that's representative of Ted. He ran a lot back in the early ultra days. So we're talking about like East Coast, a lot of timed events. He was part of he was one of the people that formed the New York Roadrunners Club, I believe. And just has so much history in the sport. We've covered him before in our 40th anniversary issue. But he is just an incredible just kind of leader, and when it came to ultra running, and I don't know what else to say about Ted. He's a legend for sure. So look him up. You can go back to our 40th anniversary issue, and that was published in 2021 or 2022, I think February 2022. No, February 2021 was when we published that. And so we have a lot of stories on him that were published in previous issues. Actually, we just brought back from the archive.
Yeah, well, he is highly revered, and It shows on the faces of all the people here, and it's something that's so important. So thrilled to have seen him getting that recognition in this issue. So very, very cool.
Yeah, so they have a 50K, and it was not a timed event necessarily. I don't believe it was like an official timed event, but it was an official event, and a lot of people came out and ran. I think there's about 60 people running the 50K. So really cool city, in the city, which we don't have a lot of those big city ultras. So it's kind of cool.
I love your Q&A feature in this issue, talking about GI distress and weight management and all these things. I think that was such a cool thing. And I'm just absorbing all this information like a sponge about the answers you provide, which are so very, very, very cool.
Yes. Dr. Nick Tiller. He loves to go into a variety of answers, for different questions that might help, the ultra runners get through their, next ultra. So yeah, definitely. And these are real questions by real people. So
Yep.
we try to hit it all.
I love it. I love it. And Jason Coop's article too. Like if you're not following Jason Coop, you've got to pause this episode right now. We'll go ahead and wait. Go ahead and follow him on Instagram. And also you got to listen to his podcast. He's just this wealth of information. You'll become a much smarter runner. You know, become smarter listening to me. Are you kidding me? That's a joke. But his articles about trail running economy and is it worth improving? And that's a great conversation to have. I actually had this conversation with my doctor last week. Boy, I hope I'm not violating any doctor-client privilege. I'm not. But he's an ultra runner. I landed the Golden Goose, and my doctor happens to run ultras, and he runs the same circles that I do, and it was very, very cool. But we talked about this exact thing. Wow. About trail running economy and why that's important. So anyways, you know more about this than I do, so please go right ahead. Yeah,
no, I mean, I know about what Coop told me about and, and wrote about in the issue. No, I think that Coop has some good points, and he talks about road running economy and how to improve that, of course. But how do you translate that to the trail, right? You're running on surfaces that are going to, and all different types of inclines, all different terrain. And so Coop kind of dives into that. I don't know anything, Scotty. I just know what Coop writes about. That's all I know.
No, you're supposed to say, I'm editor-in-chief. I know everything. Amy Clark out. That's your go-to answer.
Yeah, Amy Clark out. There is also a really great, I thought it was fun, but a great article by Dean Karnassus, who talks about running above Times Square, which is an adventure in its own because he's on a treadmill and he's running 60 feet above Times Square. So for 24 hours, he was enlisted by a brand to break the 24-hour world record on a treadmill, I think. And he didn't, but he still got to experience running on a treadmill for 24 hours in Times Square above everyone else.
That's crazy. To be on display like that and being vulnerable like that takes a lot. But I mean, he's like the guy for the job. Like, he'll just do it.
I know.
Can you go over Jared Beasley's article? I love this read. It was so good.
Yeah. So Jared wrote about a guy, and I don't want to mess up his last name, but I think it's Gagliardi, Michael Gagliardi. He goes by Gags, and he's from Philadelphia, and he is the name of the article is The Bridge Runner, because his goal is to do 500 bridge crossings in a year. And but it talks about his history and kind of his decision to leave his job and go into running as kind of a lifestyle. And so he works at a running store. He runs races of all, sorts. In fact, I think he was just at 50K, or maybe no, it was a 24-hour this weekend on the East Coast. And just an incredible guy who really has put his heart into his life and decided that he's going to live his life the way he wants to live it.
Yeah, on his own terms, and that's something to really admire, to kind of, I guess it's not really checking out, but to say goodbye to a career that seemed very stable, and to say adios, I'm going to do this, that is just, I'm following my heart. And, there's a lesson, I think, for all of us to learn there. And I love seeing that, because it's very inspiring for us who, maybe for people who feel like I'm kind of stuck, and I need I need to know that this is okay. Like, to go in a totally different direction. And, and yes, this goes back to the heart of the issue, which is adventure. Our motto in our household is say yes to adventure. Because more times than not, we are always so pleasantly surprised what the universe has waiting in store for us on that path.
You hit the nail on the head, I think.
And his path is so very, very cool. That, like I said, this issue is cover to cover, so damn good. But I am so happy to see my buddy with the Q&A feature with Paolo Medina. who
On the I
owns
am an
the
ultra runner. Yep, at the
yeah
end of the issue. Yep.
yeah, and
Yep.
he owns the aid station running store in Auburn that you've got to go visit. It's like required. You have to go visit it when you go to Western states or
Yeah,
whatever else you
definitely.
run in the endurance capital of the world, right?
Right,
But he's
exactly.
one hell of a great guy. I mean, if you know Paolo, you know that he's just a
Yeah.
wonderful human being and husband and father, and just what a great guy.
Yeah, very cool interview with him as well. Yeah, he's got some really cool answers to some fun questions. So.
He's like the busiest guy I know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Amy, tell me, what are you training for? Anything on the docket?
You know, Scotty, my plans kind of changed recently after kind of understanding that I wasn't as great a shape. I've been training for a while, not as in great of shape as I needed to get to a 100-mile distance. So I am changing plans for the summer. Gonna work on some speed and then kick it back into gear for the fall. So
okay, all right,
yeah.
I
On
like
hold
it.
a little bit, but it's a good thing. I needed, I got into ultra running as a marathoner, as a speedier marathoner, and now I'm slowing down a little bit. So I got to get back.
So UTMB announced a new race down in kind of Southern California at Big Bear Lakes.
Oh yeah, Kodiak.
Yeah, and I think I might go
Really?
down there and do it to get another stone because I
Awesome.
really want to do UTMB, and the odds of me getting in is so little tiny, but still, like I want to go have that adventure. So
Yeah,
I'm saying
no,
yes to adventure and like go, let's do
do
it.
it. Do it.
You
I've seen
never
photos
know
from
unless
that
you try.
race. I've seen photos from that race and it just looks amazing. So
I gotta tell you that when I was at UTMB, I was interviewing a bunch of folks, and I met a gentleman and his family. They came all the way over to the U.S. from Shanghai, China, and it's all with the goal of getting to UTMB. And it was a father, his wife, and their son. The dad, he just ran the 25K. His wife and son ran the 100K, just so they could get the double points.
okay.
Because UTMB is it's a major.
Yeah.
But it was so cool to meet this person firsthand and kind of hear what his big why of why they're there. Here they are in this little rural community in Northern California, but also to kind of walk around that kind of downtown core and just hear all these different languages from all over the world in this one spot. And it's so cool how these events really unite us as people, from all backgrounds, all walks of life. And I just want to say, everyone, keep going.
Yes, definitely. Keep adventuring, keep saying yes, keep doing it. Yep.
Well, I'll do it if you do it. So
okay. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Amy Clark, thank you so much for your time today. I cannot
right.
wait to see you at Western States. Oh my God.
Looking forward to it. Yep. Soon.
All right.
It's coming soon.
I know. All righty. I'll see you in Olympic Valley. First beer's on me.
All right. Sounds good.
The next 3 are on you. All right. Take good care.
All right. You too. Bye.
Bye.